Hi, I'm Charles with AniCap. Previously, Bai was accepted as a disciple to become an immortal. In the immortal realm, Bai would discover that his chosen walk is able to double the power of anything he puts in it. However, he loses some lifespan when he does. Fast forward 5 years to when Bai has led his sector to victory in several wars, and is now patriarch. After taking the Sky River Court's place in the middle stream, Bai participates in a trial for his sector. Bai is all alone against 3 teams, but overcomes all odds to capture all the seals and take first place. The story continues as Bai's childhood friend Mei is told that the young patriarch Bai is returning to the sector that day, and a welcoming ceremony will be held for him. She is also told that Bai made a great contribution to the sector once again, and he has suddenly become the dream husband of many women in the sector. However, the deep friendship she has with Bai is definitely the most special one. At the ceremony, loud chants erupt for Bai as he is congratulated for his great victory. Bai thinks that it might be a little over the top, and a giant arrives to push everyone out of the way. Mei emerges from behind the giant and congratulates Bai as well. However, she explains that she has made a blunder, and she actually forgot to prepare a gift. Bai isn't concerned and accepts what she brought, but Mei runs away anyway. The giant then gives Bai something that Mei wrote as she tells him that it's really cute and runs away. The letter states that Mei's heart only has 3 wishes. First, she wishes for Bai to be safe. Second, she wishes for Bai to be healthy, and third, she wishes to accompany Bai through the years. Bai can't understand why Mei behaves so strangely, and Jun surprisingly appears to greet Bai as well. He can't figure out why everyone is being so enthusiastic, and wonders if Hongzong spread the word about what he told him about the most important event of his life. Bao, who was once Bai's enemy, now asks him why he is sighing, and tells Bai that he can handle any problems he has. Bai seems annoyed as he explains that it's about the matter that elders will nag about once a young person comes of age. However, Bai states that he is now on the rise in terms of his pursuits, and he just wants to train. When he leaves, he finds that several girls are fighting over him. That night, Bai sits in his bath, glad to be relaxing. However, it doesn't last long as he hears a giant crowd screaming his name. Luckily for him, Mei and Jun are outside his house, and they tell the crowd to leave so Bai can recuperate. The crowd is relentless though. They explain that rumors have spread about Bai looking for a cultivation partner, and they are all there to recommend themselves. The crowd acknowledges that the 2 girls are close to Bai, but that doesn't mean that they can keep him to themselves. A large woman begins to make her approach, but Bai appears to tell them all that he just wants to cultivate in peace. He has had enough and warns them by saying that anyone that holds up his training will be punished according to the sector rules. Bai hopes that this will settle things, but he is wrong as they like him even more now. They try to charge at Bai, but Jun offers protection again. She explains that she doesn't know where the rumor started, but the crowd seems to be taking it as truth. She tells Bai to stay inside and they will keep everyone out. Bai tries to tell them all that he just wants a quiet moment, but the crowd tells him that they are on their way. Bai then tries to tell them that he is going into seclusion for training, but the crowd then screams that they want to go into seclusion with him. A little while later, Bai looks stressed out as he does his best to cultivate while telling himself to be calm and discard all distracting thoughts. He repeats the words over and over, but the crowd outside eventually makes him lose it. After many days of mental torture, Bai looks even worse, and he wonders if it has finally stopped. He checks his door only to be hit with tons of letters from his fans. Elsewhere, the patriarchs discuss Bai's issue, and they all state that they are not responsible. They do intend to choose a cultivation partner for Bai, but no one knows why it was leaked. They decide that this situation isn't terrible though, as it can serve as a test and an opportunity. Hongzong explains that he actually had someone in mind. He thinks the only daughter of the Hu family named Mai, who grew up with Bai, is a very good choice. The Bloodstream Patriarch thinks that Mei is too naive and recommends the Bloodstream's Jun instead. This is because they have a bond from going through adversity together. The Pillstream Patriarch of course has his own recommendation, and that is Man Yi. He explains that she will take control of the Pillstream in the future, so she is the best suitor. We then see that Bai wakes up from a terrible nightmare and thinks that he is still sleeping. He assumes this world is actually a bad dream and thinks that he will only be free once he wakes up. His idea for waking himself up is pretty morbid, but luckily Tidon has an idea. Bai hates the idea though when he sees that Tidon has brought him a bag of women's clothes. Bai doesn't want to wear them and states that he would rather die. We see that he eventually gives in though, as he tries to sneak out the front of his house in disguise. Unfortunately, the large woman grabs onto him in her sleep as she mumbles, and Bai fears that everyone is going to wake up. Bai has no choice but to try and run away, but he is quickly told to stop. The crowd is extremely angry, but he puts on his best act and leaves them mesmerized. Bai uses this opportunity to run away, and the others are glad that the new girl left since she would have been tough competition. Bai manages to get away, but he has no place to go. The sector is huge, yet he can't find shelter. Just then, Bai hears a large crowd forming and investigates. He is shocked to see that Bao is responsible for the crowd, as he is selling books with all the latest news about Bai, and Bai realizes that Bao was the one that spread the rumor. Bao sees that Diviner is interested in the book, but just assumes that he wants to learn how to be popular like Bai. The disguised Bai then shocks both of them and tells them that his ability to be popular requires talent and can't be learned. Bao realizes he is in big trouble and explains that he was just thinking about the most important event of Bai's life. Bai decides to punish him anyway, and we see that he forced them to wear a disguise as well. Bao says that he was just running a small business, but Bai doesn't care and tells him that he is the reason he has to wear a disguise. Just then, they are interrupted by Man Yi, who asks Bai to join her on her boat. Bai is a bit hesitant, but the guys tell him that it's time for him to grow up. Bai boards the boat and asks Man Yi why she has searched him out. Man Yi decides to be straightforward. She tells Bai that there is something she needs to accomplish as soon as possible, and she doesn't have much time left. Man Yi states that she has no intention of hurting him, but in order to make him listen to what she has to say, she has made an unwise decision. She reveals that she set up a binding array that has a nascent soul level of power. Once activated, Bai cannot break free of it even with his golden core power. She apologizes for having to subject him to this mistreatment, but is shocked when Bai tells her that she hasn't. She can't understand why the array was ineffective on him, and Bai explains that when he changes his clothes just now, he used the shielding method on himself. Man Yi is surprised to hear that he sensed the array, but still decided to come, and she thought he would be afraid of her. Bai explains that he isn't afraid at all. They have fought side by side many times, and Bai thinks he can trust her now. He knows that she went through a lot of effort to make Tidan deliver the clothes to help him escape, so he wants to know why. She prepares to reveal everything, but states that once she is done, she doesn't know how much he will still trust her. She shows him a place that is all around the heaven-reaching continent beyond the areas covered with river water. Man Yi states that this place is a wilderness of yellow sand without any spiritual energy. This is her hometown and it is called the Wildlands. She shows him a group and states that if the cultivation sectors are like the government, then their Wildlands is the rebel faction. Bai can't believe that she belongs to a rebel faction and asks her what their goal is. He thinks they want to do something to the river-defying sector, but she promises that they won't hurt the sector and everything is for Bai's sake. This of course shocks him, and she reveals that Bai has inherited the bloodline of the Wildlands. The undying power he cultivates comes from the Wildlands. The blood ancestor is also from the Wildlands, which means that he has long had a fated connection with the Wildlands. The vision ends and Man Yi tells Bai that she is a representative of the Wildlands, and they hope that a long-term relationship can be established between the two of them. The Wildlands Information Network covers the heaven-reaching continent, and it can offer Bai countless benefits. Bai only has to agree to one condition of theirs in the future. Bai is skeptical though and wonders why he should trust them at all. Man Yi explains that to express their sincerity and strength, the Wildlands is willing to offer him information on anything he wishes to know. She also assures him that their condition will never be something immoral or harmful to the sector. Bai seems to have made a decision and explains that he wants to find someone. This surprises Man Yi as she tells him that their information network is extremely invaluable and urges him to think about it carefully. Bai insists though and states that if they succeed, then he will agree to their condition. Bai explains that the person he is looking for has appeared in both the spirit and bloodstream sectors. He wants to know her true identity, and her name is Faye. Thanks for watching. The next part is the season's final episode, so I'll be combining all the parts and putting the final episode at the end. I will also be changing the title since the walk has only been used like 3 times. Leave a comment with your suggestions for a title. I will be responding to all the comments. Thanks.